everyone. Welcome to this lunar forecast for the full moon in Aquarius. I am Rachel Moon of Mystic Hand Tarot, and we are looking at the energies surrounding the full moon in Aquarius, which is happening on August 11th. This full moon is supposed to be a great time for letting go of toxic relationships and also for expanding your creative mind. I feel my experience shows me that Aquarius is a very creative and unusual thinker. So when we are illuminating Aquarius and expanding the energies of Aquarius, we're going to be influenced by this energy of expansive thinking, creative thinking, unusual or unique thinking, and perhaps even having some new innovative ideas come to us. So be aware of those energies expanding. Also on the 11th, we have Leo, the sun in Leo, squaring Uranus in Taurus, and we're looking at unexpected changes that could move us in a new direction. So I feel like this energy of, letting go of toxic relationships, possibility for expanding our thinking, having new and innovative and creative thoughts, as well as this energy that seems to be moving us in another direction in our lives, perhaps unexpectedly. There could be a lot of changes happening for us this week. So be on the lookout for those things. Be aware of those energies. The cards that I will be using today to look at what is being illuminated, what is leaving, and where we are headed is the Labyrinth Tarot, the Jim Henson's Labyrinth Tarot. And then I will also be using the Tell Me a Story storytelling deck for how we can nurture ourselves through this time. Alrighty, so let's see what we've got coming through the cards today. May all the helpers come and help us with these messages. Guides, guardians, spirits of a beneficent nature. And I ask for truth to be spoken, guidance to be delivered, and the highest good to be reflected in the cards. Okay. So, what is being illuminated? We have the Hanged Man reversed. So we may be stuck in our thinking, stuck in our perspective, stuck in the way that we're seeing something. And this is great. I mean, what's being illuminated is where we're getting stuck in our thinking. And if Aquarius has this expansive, creative thinking potential, then this energy is showing us that we can look at things in a new way, especially those things that we feel rigid about, stubborn about, stuck on, perhaps even mired down in. So this could be ways that you're believing life is. This could be your habits. This could be, maybe you felt a creative block on a project or in an area of your life. And this full moon in Aquarius energy illuminating those things is going to help you to come up with some new ways to break free from that rigidness, that stuckness, and that mired down experience. This is also letting you know that you're needing to be patient. So this is perhaps illuminating some impatience this month and helping you to see where you need to slow down, be aware, and really allow things to unfold in their own timing. What is leaving? We have the Page of Pots. So this is the cup suit in the traditional tarot. What is leaving is our emotional immaturity and our inability to deal with things. So if we're looking at energy that's coming in to help us to move toxic relationships along and release some relationships that aren't really feeling good to us anymore, emotional immaturity can be something that keeps us in those relationships, whether it's because we're not really ready for commitment, so it's great to be with people who aren't committed. We're avoidant of intimacy, so it's great to be with people who are avoidant of intimacy, those are all things that sort of hallmark, earmark emotional immaturity. But if we are leaving that behind, then we're starting to see, oh, I don't really want to be with somebody who's not committed and avoidant. I'd like to start to become a little bit more secure in my attachment style. I'd like to start to work towards what I want to be committed to in my life and maybe have a committed relationship. Moving away from those things that in relationships or in our personal lives, our own, relationship with ourselves, those things that bring us to want to control, to want to be selfish or stubborn. So letting go of those things in favor of being more emotionally mature and seeking more emotionally mature and satisfying relationships. Where are we headed? Got the Four of Feathers reversed. So this energy in the reverse is some unsettled thinking. And if we are shifting our perspective, we're seeing some changes come about in our thinking, and we're letting go of emotional immaturity, then we are going to perhaps enter a time where there's a lot of stirred up energy in the mind because the ego is attached to how things are. And when we make changes, the ego complains because the ego believes that we are not safe. It is safe to stay in your comfort zone. It is not always safe feeling to move outside the comfort zone. So the ego will protest and throw a fit, and that is what this card in the reverse is representing. So there is a need to work with the ego, the mind that is stirred up by change, and ask it to trust that things are going to work out, and also appreciate it for what it is offering, which is trying to keep you safe. But if you know that moving outside your comfort zone is what is ultimately going to give you a better experience of your life, then you know that on your, in your logical mind that you are safe and that it's okay. But there's of course that more immature, primitive, worldly ego mind that just wants to hold on for dear life to what's known, because the unknown is very scary to that part of us. So just soothing that part of the self without rejecting or pushing it away is indicated with this card as far as where we're headed. And of course that's just through this next 2 weeks, maybe even just the few days around the full moon. It doesn't mean that we're headed in that direction for a good long time, but it is the cycle we are in at this time around the full moon. So how can we nourish ourselves through this? Let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, we've got the squirrel. Squirrel is baking. Use your creativity to create something that you can share with others. Something that sweetens life for others and for yourself. This could even be about allowing yourself to have a treat. There may be some things that you don't always let yourself have, but sometimes you allow yourself to enjoy those things, and this might be a time to indulge in some things. Of course, the full moon can heighten energy and cause us to want to overdo things, so you just want to be aware of that propensity. Perhaps you've experienced that before. It's certainly something I've experienced. So yeah, and I do feel like this is about using your creativity to create something special, something that's going to soften the world around you, help people to expand. The flavor of sweetness is very expansive, very relaxing to the body. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily always nourishing to the body, but it can be, and especially in the form of healthy sugars like fruits and healthy carbohydrates. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but it is a relaxing, expansive energy. So bringing something into the world that helps others and helps you to relax and expand and to feel settled and safe, even as you're moving outside your comfort zone and trying new things and expanding your thinking and letting go of rigidity. That's what this card is indicating for me. And I do see too that there's this need to maybe nourish, nurture, and protect the inner child, because this Page of Pots can also represent the inner child. And, you know, while that part of us might need to experience a little bit more emotional maturity, it may also be feeling vulnerable as things change. So being there for that part of yourself can be really helpful. And I also, just looking at the symbol of the squirrel, this could be about being prepared as things are changing, as you're moving into a new phase of your life, getting things sorted, getting things in order, maybe even saving some money so that you can use those new ideas that you've come up with in a new way. So just letting yourself be prepared for what's next. That's all we have for today's messages. Thank you all so much for being here, for tuning in, and for participating with your energy in this reading. If you like my readings, you can go to mystichandtarot.com and schedule a private reading. You can go to patreon.com/mystichandtarot and subscribe at the $1 or $5 level to promote and support these free readings that I do here on YouTube. And at the $5 level, you get a very cool sticker. Here it is right here. That's what you get with the $5 level, as well as the satisfaction of knowing that you're contributing to something that helps a lot of people. Many people enjoy these free video readings, and by subscribing to my Patreon, you can support these going out into the world and support me in my work as well. Whatever you choose, I appreciate you being here, and I thank you so much for your support. I hope that everyone has a beautiful full moon in Aquarius, and I will see you on the new moon.